Alrighty, folks, at this time we ask that you please rise for tonight's invocation.
Father God, I come to you now. I just thank you for another blessed day, Lord. Lord, I just ask you to protect these drivers tonight, Lord, as they do what they love to do, Jesus. Just put your hedge around them, Lord. Lord, we just thank you and praise you tonight, Lord, on the way home. Just give us all safe passage. And, Lord, if someone here tonight knows you not, tonight's the night of their salvation. Lord, we thank you, we praise you, and it's in Jesus' name. Amen.
Alrighty, folks, and we ask that you please stay standing for tonight's national anthem.
Some
Playing I'll Fly Away. Start playing I'll Fly Away. Again, folks, we thank you all for coming out of the Grand Ole Lady tonight. We're going to get our heat races underway here pretty shortly. We're going to start off with our Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars. They're going to have 2 heats tonight, and the heat races are just an 8-lap event and to figure out where you're going to start in the feature event tonight. We're going to get them staged, lined up, and then we're going to get them out here on the track for tonight's first race. Welcome to the track, your Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars, heat number 1. Your pole sitter is going to be last week's feature event winner, the number 82 of Evan Clark, the 21J of Justin Bradley, the 13J of Danielle Bishop, the 6S of Kevin Smith. Here comes the 17 of Daryl Reddick. That's going to conclude the cars for heat. Now, excuse me. Looks like Van Babb may come out here as well. Alrighty, folks, I'll go over the lineup one more time here. On the inside, pole position is going to be last week's feature event winner, the number 82 of Evan Clark. On the outside of him is going to be the number 21J of Justin Bradley, or of John Bradley, excuse me. On the inside of that second row is going to be that black car you see coming across here, the 00K of Kaylee Tickner. On the outside of her is going to be the number 17 of Daryl Reddick. On the inside of that third row is going to be the 13J of Danielle Bishop. On the outside of her is going to be the 6S of Kevin Smith. Then all by the lonesome, in the fourth and final row is going to be the 64B of Van Babb. Again, folks, it's going to be 8 laps of racing to determine their starting position in the heat, in the feature. Van Babb and Kevin Smith, a little bit of contact there into turn 3. Alrighty, folks, they're going to come down the front here into turns 1 and 2. They're going to go down the back into the 3 and 4 as usual. When they get to that orange cone, you see in the tractor tire in turn 4, they're going to get the green flag, and we're going to have the first race tonight. Heat number 1 for the Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars. Green flag's out in the air, we're off and away. Bradley had a little bit of trouble there from the start. Evan Clark's your leader, Daryl Reddick in second. Van Babb and Tickner make contact. Up the track goes Babb. We stay green, caution's out. Since we didn't complete a lap, we're going to go back to original restart. We're going to rack them up the way they were when they took the green flag the first time. We're going to try this again and see if we can stay green this time. A little bit of debris over there in turns 1 and 2. We're going to get that cleared up, and then we'll go back green here shortly. Alrighty, folks, they're going to come down the back and into turns 3 and 4 here. We're going to get the green flag one more time. Again, 8 laps of racing for heat number 1 here for the Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars. Clark and Bradley, they're going to lead the field. Tickner and Reddick behind them. Bishop, Smith, and Babb. Green flag's in the air. We're going to try this one more time. Reddick jumps out to second. Here comes Kevin Smith. Smith and Bradley make contact. Oh, more contact. Van Babb's around once again off the nose of Kaylee Tickner. We're going to stay green. Babb's going to get it straightened out. Clark goes way up high. Here comes Reddick to the bottom. Evan Clark leads lap 1. Kevin Smith in third. John Bradley, Danielle Bishop, and Kaylee Tickner. And then the 64B of Van Babb. They're going to round out lap number 1. Clark still leads. Reddick in second. Kevin Smith in third. Bishop goes under the 21J of John Bradley. Van Babb pulls off the track. Here comes Kaylee Tickner. Side by side down the back. Bishop and Bradley. Evan Clark still leads. Dale Reddick in second. Kevin Smith in third. Bradley and Bishop, fourth and fifth. Then in sixth is going to be the 00K of Kaylee Tickner. Clark goes up high. Reddick's getting over the inside of him. We got just 4 to go in this event. Clark, Daryl Reddick, Kevin Smith. Evan Clark goes around a lap to 00K of Kaylee Tickner, but we got a battle for fourth. Bishop goes to the inside of Bradley. She can't get there. She's going to close the gap out of 4. She gets loose off of 1 and 2. 2 to go for Evan Clark. Here comes Evan Clark. Evan Clark takes a white flag, a 1 to go in heat number 1. Daryl Reddick in second, Kevin Smith in third. Bradley and Bishop, 4th and 5th, and then Tickner in 6th. But for the final time, last week's feature event winner, he's going to go 2 in a row for the races here. Evan Clark wins heat number 1. Reddick right behind him. Kevin Smith in third. Tickner, she's a lap down. She's going to finish in 6th. Here comes the battle for 4th. Through 3 and 4, Kim, Bishop clear Bradley. Side by side. Bradley edges her out by just a hair. Bishop finishes in 5th. Evan Clark is your winner for heat number 1. 17 of Daryl Reddick in second. The 6S of Kevin Smith in third. The 21J of Justin Bradley in 4th. The 13J of Danielle Bishop in 5th. And then the 00K of Kaylee Tickner. She finishes in 6th. Here comes heat number 2 here for the Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars. On your inside pole position is going to be Mr. Heartbreak himself, the 3J of Brandon Bishop. On the outside of him is going to be the 15E of Ethan Dockery. On the inside of the second row is going to be the 23J of Lane Walden. On the outside of him is going to be the 7P of Pete Navarro. On the inside of that third row is going to be the 69 of Justin Cox. On the outside of the third row is going to be the number 13 of Aaron Sanderson. Again, just like heat number 1, it's going to be 8 laps to decide the winner of this one. And then this also decides your starting spot in the feature event tonight. We're going to go one more time around before we get the green flag. Bishop and Dockery, they're going to lead the field of green. They're going to come out of 1 and 2, down the back and into 3 and 4. They are going to get the green flag. They're going to get the green flag to start this event. Bishop, Dockery, they come through 3 and 4. Walden and Navarro behind them. Cox and Sanderson. They're going to come to this orange cone. Flagman's going to display the green flag. 8 more laps of racing around the Grand Old Lady. Bishop and Dockery in a 1 and 2. Dockery looks to take the lead. Again, Dockery clears Bishop down the back. They're going to be side by side down the front stretch. Who's going to lead lap 1? It belongs to Ethan Dockery. Brandon Bishop in second. Side by side down the back once again for the lead. Dockery, Bishop, they make contact into 3 and 4. Dockery almost goes around. Walden gets loose. Calamity corner, but we stay green. Bishop keeps it straight. He's going to lead. Walden in second and Dockery drops to third. Pete Navarro slow down the front. Caution's going to be out for the 7P of Pete Navarro. Dockery goes around. Again, caution comes out for this P7 of Pete Navarro. Your lineup as it stands right now, the 3J of Brandon Bishop, the 23J of Lane Walden. Ethan Dockery is going to be in third, followed behind the 69 of Justin Cox. Then the 13 of Aaron Sanderson slow on the top of 3. The 13 of Aaron Sanderson comes to a stop on the top of turn 3. Figure out what's wrong with her. Then we'll go back to green. Oh, she gets it back rolling. Thomas towing and recovery. They're going to go up there to the top of turn 2 and hook up to the P7 of Pete Navarro. Getting the lineup sorted out here and also trying to get the P7 pulled off the track. Again, your lineup as it stands right now. The 3J of Brandon Bishop. Behind him in the second spot is going to be the 23J of Lane Walden. On the inside of him is going to be the 15E of Ethan Dockery. On the inside of the second row, or the third row, excuse me, is going to be the 13 of Aaron Sanderson. On the outside of her is going to be the 69 of Mr. Justin Cox. When we get back green flag, we'll have 6 more laps of racing here around the Grand Old Lady for heat number 2 here for the Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars. Again, we thank you for your support tonight. Whether you're here in person or tuning in on Show Me Dirt, we thank you for your continued support of the Monett Motor Speedway. Looks like we finally got the P7 pulled off the track here. Bishop, Dockery, and Walden, they're going to lead the field out of 1 and 2. Down the back and into 3 and 4. To that orange cone you see once again. They're going to get the green flag. We're going to have 6 more laps of racing here for the Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars. Heat number 2. Bishop, he's been close to that elusive win here all season. Can it finally come tonight in the feature event? But now for heat number 2. They're going to come to the orange cone. Green flags in the air. We're off and away. Bishop and Dockery 1 and 2. Walden in 3rd. Cox in 4th. Sanderson in 5th. Dockery looks to the inside for 1st. 69 in the 23. They're going to have a battle for 3rd. Justin Cox moves to 3rd. Dockery goes up the track. Bishop still leads. Walden goes to the outside of Cox. Dockery goes up the track once again. So does Walden. He's going to lose the spot. Sanderson in 5th. Dockery way up high, stays out of the wall, barely. But Bishop, he's pulling away down the back and down the front. '69 looks to the inside of the 15E. Dockery goes way high once again. Cox to the inside of him for 2nd. Can't get there. Brandon Bishop looks to lap the number 13 of Aaron Sanderson. We've got 3 to go. Bishop takes 2 to go. Dockery, Cox, Walden, and Sanderson in 5th. Dockery gets loose off of 2. Contact with a 69. We stay green. Bishop takes 1 to go. Dockery, Walden goes by the 69 for 3rd. Sanderson in 5th. But Bishop, for the final time, down the back straightaway, into 3 and 4. He's going to come around. He's going to take this checkered flag for heat number 2. Bishop wins heat 2. Dockery takes 2nd. It's a battle for 3rd. Walden edges him out. Cox in 4th. And then Aaron Sanderson, she's going to finish in that 5th and final spot. That's going to wrap up the heat races for the Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars. Next, we'll get our Hillbilly Archery Legends cars out of the track. So your lineup as it stands, the 87 of Jeremy Bateman. On the outside of him, the 78 of Jeff Bateman. On the inside of the second row is going to be the 27 of Brandon Campbell. On the outside of him is going to be the 27C of James Campbell. On the inside of the third row is going to be the 80R of Richard Hill. The 5K of Kendall Scroggins romping away, and we're green for heat number 1 here for the Hillbilly Archery Legends Cars. Bateman leads. Campbell in second. Jeff Bateman in third. James Campbell hits the wall. Big contact. The 5K of Kendall Scroggins and James Campbell, they make contact. Campbell and Scroggins make contact in turns 3 and 4. James Campbell gets it fired back. Going to pull the 5K of Kendall Scroggins off the track. Your lineup as it stands right now. It's going to be the 87 of Jeremy Bateman on the inside pole. Again, we're going back to original restart. The 87 of Jeremy Bateman on the inside pole. On the outside of him is going to be the 78 of Jeff Bateman. On the inside of the second row is going to be the 27 of Brandon Campbell. On the outside of him is going to be the 83R of Richard Hill. Then all by the lonesome there in the third and final row is going to be the number 27C of James Campbell. When we get back going here, we're going to have we'll have 8 laps to go as it'll be an original restart. It's the Bateman and Bateman show up front. Flagman's going to turn off the lights as they come out of 1 and 2 this time, down the back and into 3 and 4. Down the back stretch and into 3 and 4. They're going to come around and take the green flag. Once again, will we stay green? Again, it's going to be 8 laps of racing to decide the starting position in the feature event tonight. We're only going to have 1 heat here for the Hillbilly Archery Legends cars. but it's the Bateman and Bateman show up front. They take the green flag. Jeremy Bateman takes the lead in the number 87 car. Here comes Brandon Campbell to second in the number 27. Campbell looks slow. He's not going to get there. Down the back stretch, Campbell's got to run. Campbell looks low in 3 and 4. He's not going to get there. Bateman takes lap 1. Here comes Campbell once again down the backstretch, looking for the lead. He's going to look low into 3 and 4. Bateman shuts the door on him. 27 gets loose, but he looks low once again. He's not going to get there. Bateman still leads. 6 to go. Bateman still leads. We got 5 to go. Your lineup as it stands now. The 87 of Jeremy Bateman. The 27 of Brandon Campbell. The 78 of Jeff Bateman. The 83R of Richard Hill. The 27C of James Campbell. And we got just 4 to go here for the only heat event here for the Hillbilly Archery Legends cars. Bateman leads. Brandon Campbell, Jeff Bateman, Richard Hill. And then James Campbell. We got 3 to go for the Hillbilly Archery Legends cars. Go. Bateman and Campbell, they're going to come out of 3 and 4. They're going to get the white flag, which means just one more time around. Bateman and Campbell. Campbell's going to have one more shot into 3 and 4. He gets loose off of 1 and 2. There, may win his shot. For the final time. Campbell side by side at the finish. Bateman wins it, Campbell in second. Your finishing orders, the 87 of Jeremy Bateman, the 27 of Brandon Campbell, and a close one at the line. The 78 of Jeff Bateman in third, the 83R of Richard Hill in fourth, then the 27C of James Campbell in fifth. Next, we'll get our Monett Real and Sale Midwest Modifieds out to the track. Welcome to the track here, Monett Real and Sale Midwest Modifieds. 18D of Dylan Doors, Garrett Thompson, Derek Messer, Darian Hendricks, Eli Muhlenberg, Cole Fry, Kyle Thompson. They jumped the start horrendously. And Richard lets it go. Doors, Thompson in contact. 929 of Garrett Thompson. Dylan Dorson second. Messer in third. Muhlenberg, Kyle Thompson, Cole Fry, and Darren Hendricks. Hendricks in the 112 pulls off the track. Pulls off the track, but Garrett Thompson still leads. Dylan Dorson second. Derek Messer third. Muhlenberg in fourth. Kyle Thompson in fourth. The 7K of Cole Fry. Garrett Thompson still leads. Dylan Dorson, Muhlenberg, Messer, Thompson again. Cole Fry. Garrett Thompson comes around to take 4 to go. Garrett Thompson comes around to take 2 to go. Here comes Garrett Thompson through turns 3 and 4. He's going to come around and take the white flag. Kyle Thompson looks to the outside of Muhlenberg for third. But Garrett Thompson takes 1 to go. Dylan Dorson second, Muhlenberg, Kyle Thompson, Darren Hendricks, and Cole Fry. Derek Messer, excuse me. But for the final time, Garrett Thompson takes the checkered flag. Kyle Thompson, Derek Messer, Cole Fry. But heat number 1. Winner is going to be the 929 of Garrett Thompson. Dylan Dorson, the 18D second. Eli Muhlenberg. Kyle Thompson, the 22 of Derek Messer. The 7K of Cole Fry. That rounds out your heat number 1 field. Next. It's going to be the Sikoxy 4B mods that come out to take the track. And that number 5 car is going to be Blake Schrader. On the outside of him is going to be the 5S of Wyatt Woods. On the inside of the second row is going to be the 04 of Peyton Piddleton. On the outside of him is going to be the 9 JR of Joel Singletary. On the inside of the third row is going to be the 32 of Kelly Hicks. On the outside of him is going to be the 9 of Brennan Baum. Then in the fourth row, all by the lonesome, is going to be the 53 of Clayton Ward. Alrighty, we had a little bit of issue here with our scoring department. Again, the 5S of Blake Schrader is going to be on the pole. On the outside of him is going to be the 5 of Wyatt Woods. On the inside of the second row is going to be the 04 of Peyton Piddleton. On the outside of him is going to be the 9 JR of Joel Singletary. On the inside of the third row is the 32 of Kelly Hicks. On the outside of the third row is going to be the 9 of Brennan Baum. All by the lonesome there in the fourth and final row is going to be the 53 of Clayton Ward. They're going to come to this orange cone. Green flags in the air. We're off and away for 8 more laps of racing. Wyatt Woods takes an early lead. Contact in the back of the pack between Joel Singletary and Peyton Piddleton. Bomb goes up high. Wyatt Woods leads lap 1. Ward goes to the inside of Peyton Piddleton for the 4th spot. Bomb to the inside of Singletary. Wyatt Woods still leads. Blake Schrader, Kelly Hicks, Clayton Ward, Peyton Piddleton, the 9JR and the 9, they make contact. Wyatt Woods still leads. Wyatt Woods comes around to lead once again. Blake Schrader. Clayton Ward. Kelly Hicks. Joel Singletary for the bomb. He smacks the wall just a little. Peyton Piddleton in that final spot. Wyatt Woods goes way high up into the cushion. Wyatt Woods is going to come around this time and take 2 to go here in heat number 1 for the Chicago Ford B-Mods. White flags in the air for the 5 of Wyatt Woods. And for the final time through 3 and 4. Heat number 1 for the Scoxy 4B Mods. It belongs to the 5 of Mr. Wyatt Woods. Blake Schrader, Clayton Ward, Kelly Hicks. For the bomb, Joel Singletary and Peyton Piddleton. Caution lights wave. But Wyatt Woods wins heat number 1 for the Scoxy Ford B-Mods. Here come your CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks out for their first heat. We're going to have 2 heats for the CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks tonight. We're going to have 3 cars for heat 1. On the inside, pole position is going to be the 97T of Justin Techner. On the outside of him is going to be the 73 of Frankie Studdy. Excuse me, your pole sitter will be the number 14A of Jerry Wimbish. Looks like he may have a few problems coming out of the track there. All righty. So your lineup now, the 73 of Frankie Study. He's going to be your pole sitter. On the outside of him is going to be the 97T of Justin Tickner. Excuse me, I had a little mix-up in the lineup there. The 97T of Justin Tickner actually is on the inside pole position. The 14A of Jerry Wimbish was scheduled to be on pole, but he elected to go to the tail end. The 73 on the outside pole. Brandon Sanders on the inside of the second row. Jerry Wimbish on the outside of him in the 14A, which, funny enough, is actually an old drag car that he now runs out here at the Grand Old Lady. Green flags it off in the air. Tickner takes an early lead. Here comes Brandon Sanders. Sanders gets loose in 1 and 2. Tickner in 3 and 4. Sanders goes high. Justin Tickner leads lap 1. Brandon Sanders. Franklin Study, and then the 14A of Jerry Wimbish. Tickner and Sanders side by side down the front. Frankie Study keeps it straight. Wimbish closes the gap. Sanders. 73 in the 14A, Jerry Wimbish. Go for Justin Tickner and Brandon Sanders. They run 1-2 right now. Frankie Study and Jerry Wimbish. Tickner comes around to take 2 to go. Sanders. Study and Wimbish. But Justin Tickner, the 97T, he's going to come around. Out of 3 and 4 this time. He'll take the CKR Fabrication white flag, which signals just one more time around the Grand Old Lady. Tickner leads, Sanders in second. Justin Tickner out of 3 and 4. Checkered flag belongs to him for heat number 1. Sanders in second. Frankie Study in third, and Wimbish in fourth. Justin Tickner wins heat number 1 for the CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks. Here comes heat number 2 for the CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks. On the inside, pole position is going to be the 9R of Wesley Decker. On the outside end is going to be the 725. Your points leader for the Pure Stocks, Eddie Coulter. On the inside of the second row is going to be the 133 of Jason Richardson. On the outside end is going to be the 55 of Arthur Stoppel. They're going to come down the front stretch here as you see them now. Into 1 and 2, down the back and into 3 and 4. To the orange cone you see in the tractor tire. Then we're going to get the green flag here for 8 more laps racing for heat number 2 for the CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks. Wesley Decker's going to come around and lead lap number 1. Richardson, Coulter, and Stoppel. Richardson's going to look to the inside of the 9R for first. Decker still leads. Richardson to the inside of him. Comes Wesley Decker in a 3 and 4. Followed behind the 133 of Jason Richardson. The 725 of Eddie Coulter. He gets loose in 3 and 4. Stoppel behind him. Richardson to the inside of Decker for the lead. Decker and Richardson, they're going to battle it out for the lead with just 4 to go. Dust flies behind the 9R. Wesley Decker still leads. We got 3 to go in heat number 2. Richardson's going to look high in 3 and 4. Decker's going to come around and take 2 to go. Contact between the 133 and the 9R. Decker's going to come around this time. He's going to get the CKR Fabrication white flag. 1 to go at the Grand Ole Lady. Richardson gets to the back bumper of the 9R. Contact, maybe not. He's going to have 1 more shot in the 3 and 4. Can he get there and win this heat race? Richardson, he's going to go high. Can he get there? He gets loose. He's not going to do it. Wesley Decker out of 3 and 4 wins heat number 2. Richardson in second. Here comes Eddie Coulter. And then Arthur Stoppel in 4th. That's going to conclude the heat races here for tonight. We are now in intermission. After intermission, we will have the feature events. Don't forget to maybe run down to the carnivals you see next door with the big bright flashing lights hypnotizing us up here. Maybe grab a funnel cake or maybe go down to the concession stand, grab an ice cold Coke or maybe a hamburger, a hot dog maybe even. It is Miss Presley's birthday here. She turns 12 years old today. I ask you please join us in singing her happy birthday tonight.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Presley. Happy birthday to you.
Give it up for Miss Presley. About that one, but the green flag's off and away here in the Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers feature event. 15 laps to decide the winner of this one. Bishop's going to come around and lead lap number 1. Bishop still leads. Clark in second, Reddick in third. Walden, Smith, and Cox. Oh, Van Babb's off the track in turn 4. Caution's out for the 64B of Van Babb. Again, I'm sorry about the delay. Had a little bit of issue here before this feature event started. Brandon Bishop is your leader. The 82 of Evan Clark in second. The 17 of Darrell Reddick in third. Lane Walden, Kevin Smith, Justin Cox, Kaylee Tickner, John Bradley, and Danielle Bishop. Aaron Sanderson and Van Babb. That's the lineup as it stands now. We've got 13 to go. At the end of this event, kids, run down to the flag stand for your chance to grab a checkered flag. But the green flag's out in the air, and we're off and away once again. 13 more laps of racing for the Hot Wired Auto Sales. Babb has a collision on the front stretch. Babb slow in 1 and 2. Sanderson goes around him. But we're side by side, 2 rows deep. Walden gets loose in 3 and 4. Smith is in the wall hard. Kevin Smith smacks the wall. And I'm sure there's no paint left where he hit that wall. Bishop still your leader. Can he get that ever so elusive win this year? Bishop still leads. Sanderson comes across the front stretch there. Brandon Bishop cautions out for the 69 of Justin Cox. The 69 goes around in turn 4. That's going to bring out the second yellow flag for tonight's feature event for the Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers cars. Lineup as it stands right now. Bishop's your leader. Clark in second. Reddick in third. Walden in fourth. Smith in fifth. Danielle Bishop in sixth. John Bradley. 64B of Van Babb. 69 to Justin Cox. And the 13 of Aaron Sanderson. We've got a stack up here. '64 be a Van Babb. We're going to have him drop to the tail as he did a hot pit just a few laps ago after his run in there on lap 2. Bishop, Reddick, and Clark, they're going to lead the field of green down the back and into 3 and 4 this time. When we go back green, we're going to have just 10 laps to go to decide the feature event. Will Bishop finally get that win that he's been chasing all year here at the Grand Ole Lady? Or will it slip through his fingers once again? We're going to find out in 10 laps as the green flag's back in the air. Bishop leads, Clark in second. Walden goes to the outside of Reddick for third. Sanderson and Babb are going to battle for the 10th spot. Bishop's pulling away from the 82. Reddick to the inside of Walden. Dale Reddick, can he clear the 23J? The 64B makes contact with Kaylee Tickner. Walden goes to the outside of the 17 once again. Smith gets loose. Daryl Reddick pulls off the track. Daryl Reddick pulls off the track. He's not going to finish this event. Van Babb takes out a tractor tire in turn 3. Bishop goes to lap to 13 of Aaron Sanderson. We got 7 to go. Aaron Sanderson's got a flat right front tire. Looks like, see if we can get her pulled to the infield here. Aaron Sanderson pulls to the infield. We stay green. Bishop goes to lap to 64B of Van Babb. Bishop still leads. Clark is closing the gap ever so slightly. Bishop's going to come around the lap to 00K of Kaylee Tickner. The tire of Kaylee Tickner comes off. We were trying to decide whose car that tire come off of. It's going to be the 00K of Kaylee Tickner loses her tire, and debris is going to be the reason for the caution here. It is the left front tire for that 00K machine, and she has parked it in the infield for the night. And Bab stopped on the top of turn 1. Will we have any cars finish this event tonight? But your lineup as it stands now, we got just 5 to go here. Brandon Bishop's your leader. Evan Clark, Lane Walden, Kevin Smith, Justin Cox, Danielle Bishop, and John Bradley. And Bab's got smoke coming out from under the hood of his car. Again, once we get back green flag, we'll have just 5 laps to go. Looks like the 64B left some fluids there on the track on 1 and 2, but again, your lineup as it stands now. The 3J of Brandon Bishop, will he finally get that win that he's been chasing all year long? It seems to slip through his fingers every single time. Or will Evan Clark go back-to-back? Or will Lane Walden get his second win in 3 weeks? Well, I tell you what, folks, we're only going to have 5 laps to figure this one out, so we'll have a quick answer for that question. Kevin Smith, he's going to be in 4th. Justin Cox in 5th. Danielle Bishop, and then John Bradley. We're going to get the bottom of 1 and 2 rolled in. Make sure the track is safe to race on for when we go back green flag. They're going to push Kaylee Tickner off the track here in that 00K. We're going to get him Delaware double file, which means the leader's by himself and they're double file behind him. We might have some debris in turn 4. We're going to get that cleaned up before we go back green. Again, once we go back green, we'll have just 5 laps to go to decide the winner of this one. Again, at the end of this feature event, kids, don't forget to run down to the flag stand for your chance to get a signed checkered flag for the winning driver and a picture with the winning car and the winning driver. Again, folks, we ask if you've been drinking tonight, please designate a driver, drive sober, or get pulled over. A message from the Missouri Coalition of Roadway Safety, working towards 0 highway fatalities. Save Mo Lives. Visit SaveMoLives.com. when they come back to the cone this time. We're going to get back to green flag racing. 5 to go. Can Brandon Bishop finally steal one? Green flag's off and away. Bishop still leads. 5 to go. Will Bishop make it to the checkered? Smith goes high in 1 and 2, drops back to 4th. But the question remains, will the 3J finish this one out finally? Kevin Smith, big issue in turn 4. And he keeps it up and away. He drives off from that. Kevin Smith goes for a wild ride in turn 4. Kevin Smith, after a scary ride, keeps it going, thankfully. That was a hard hit in turn 4. But we're going to have 4 to go this time. Into 3 and 4. Bishop still leads. Walden and Clark. Green flag's out in the air. Can Bishop finally win one? Bishop leads. Clark in second. Bishop comes around, 3 to go. Kevin Smith keeps it on the track this time. Smith looks to the inside of Bishop for 4th. Fourth. Or 5th, I'm sorry. But Brandon Bishop's going to come around. He's going to take 2 to go. 2 to go for the 3J. Bishop's going to come down the back. Clark behind him. Walden in 3rd. Cox in 4th. Danielle Bishop in 5th. Kevin Smith in 6th. Brandon Bishop in the 3J comes out of 3 and 4. White flag in the air. 1 to go. Brandon Bishop, he's been so close so many times this year. But for the final time in 3 and 4, the White Crown Vic, the 3J, Brandon Bishop finally takes it home. Bishop wins it. Cox and Smith around in turn 4. Kevin Smith goes around. But Brandon Bishop finally wins it at the Monett Motor Speedway. As he gets ready to climb for the car, let's hear it for Brandon Bishop. We'll get a few words from our winner here in just a few moments. Brandon Bishop's going to sign this flag and get it out to one of these lovely kids down here at the flag stand. Give it up for her. I got our winner, Brandon Bishop, here. He's been so close so many times this year here at the Grand Ole Lady, and he finally steals one. How'd you pull it off tonight, Brandon?
I finally got the car together right.
Seems like you've been so close, and with 3 or 4 to go, just issues having to pull off. How does it feel to finally get that win?
Feels great. Last week my steering wheel popped off.
It keeps the steering wheel intact and makes it to the checkered flag. Let's hear it for Brandon Bishop, your Hot Wired Auto Sales Bombers feature event winner. If you want to get a picture with the winning car and the winning driver, now's your chance. Pictures tonight are provided by Optimum Images and Bees Photo Co. They will all be posted on Facebook sometime this week. Let's hear it one more time for Brandon Bishop. Welcome to the track of Hillbilly Archery Legends cars. On the inside pole is going to be the 87 of Jeremy Bateman. On the outside AM is going to be the 27 of Brandon Campbell. The 78 of Jeff Bateman on the inside, second row. On the outside AM is going to be the 83R of Richard Hill. James Campbell on the inside of the third row. Kendom Scroggins is not going to start this event after his incident in the heat race. We're going to go green the next time they come by. Again, it's going to be another 15-lap event. Kids, we do ask that you please stay off of the catch fence, especially during racing action, as it could be dangerous as dirt and debris and whatnot could fly up and seriously injure you. They're going to come down the back. Bateman and Campbell lead the field. They're going to come down the back into the 3 and 4 to that orange cone you see there in the tractor tire. They're going to take the green flag for the Hillbilly Archery Legends Cars feature events. Green flag's in the air. Bateman gets loose at the track. Campbell takes the lead. Campbell's around in 1 and 2. James Campbell goes around in 3 and 4. That's going to bring out the caution flag. James Campbell gets it fired back up and gets back going, but we are still under caution. Not exactly sure if we'll go back to original or Delaware double file. There's James Campbell in the 27C. We're going to get him racked back up here. James Campbell, Jeremy Bateman, Jeff Bateman on the inside of the second row. Richard Hill on the outside of him. Then James Campbell all but lonesome in the 5th spot. But Brandon Campbell and Jeremy Bateman are going to lead the field. Next time by. Lights are off on the pole. You know what that means. When they come to the orange cone next time, green flag will be displayed and we'll go back to racing. We're going to have 14 laps to go. Excuse me. Brandon Campbell and Jeremy Bateman lead the field to green. Jeff Bateman and Richard Hill behind them. James Campbell in 5th. Green flag's out in the air, we're off and away. Brandon Campbell jumps out to an early lead. Jeremy Bateman's on the outside of him in the 87 car. Bateman to the outside of Campbell. Down the back, Bateman has a nose clear. Into 3 and 4. Who's going to lead this lap? Bateman or Campbell? That's the question. James Campbell's around once again. We stay green, and we stay green. He gets it fired back up. But Jeremy Bateman leads. Brandon Campbell gets loose off of 2. Campbell made contact at 3 and 4. Jeff Bateman in third, Richard Hill behind him. Caution is out. The second caution of the night comes out for debris on the backstretch. Again, looks like there was debris on the backstretch. As it stands now. Jeremy Bateman, Brandon Campbell. Jeff Bateman in the 78. Richard Hill in the 83R. James Campbell stopped up there on the top of turn 2. Again, the reason for the caution was there was a header on the back stretch exiting turn 2. James Campbell gets it refired there on the top of turn 2, and we're going to get back to the green flag here shortly. James Campbell in the 27 season, not going to finish this event. But the lights are off once again, and you know what that means, race fans. It's time to go back green flag. Jeremy Bateman leads the field. Brandon Campbell behind him. Jeff Bateman behind him. Richard Hill in fourth. We're going to have 12 laps to decide the finish of this one tonight. Green flag's out in the air. We're off and away once again. 12 to go. Campbell still in second. Here comes Jeff Bateman to the outside of him. Campbell to the inside of Jeremy Bateman. Jeremy Bateman still leads Campbell. Couldn't quite get there. Campbell gets loose on the back. He keeps it straight, and we stay green. Into 3 and 4. Jeff Bateman up the hill. Campbell gets loose once again. 3 wide for second. Into 1 and 2. Campbell gets loose, and up the track he goes. A common theme in the last few laps. And the 87's loving that as he's able to pull away. Jeff Bateman goes up the track. And Brandon Campbell goes around finally. go back green. We'll have just 9 laps to go. Will Brandon Campbell make his way back up to the field? Does he have anything to say to the 87 of Jeremy Bateman? Or will Jeremy Bateman run away with another one? We're going to find out here in 9 laps. The lights will go off this time. When they get back to the cone, we'll get the green flag once again. Here they come to the cone. Flag man with the flag in hand. He's going to wave it. We're off and away. 9 to go. Contact between the 27 and the 83. Brandon Campbell is going to clear Richard Hill down the back. Here comes Jeff Bateman and Jeremy Bateman. It's the Bateman and Bateman show up front. Campbell closes the gap for second. We may have a 3-way battle for the lead at the end of this one. Side by side for first. The Batemans are going to duke it out on the backstretch. New leader, the 78 of Jeff Bateman. Up the track he goes. Campbell gets loose in 3 and 4. That's not going to matter because Jeff Bateman leads that lap. Here comes Jeremy Bateman to the outside of his brother. Well, we got a 3-way battle here. 3 cars under a blanket for the lead spot. Jeremy Bateman looks high. Jeremy Bateman on the high side in 3 and 4. Here comes Campbell to the bottom. He can't quite get there. Still side by side for second. Jeff Bateman still leads with 4 to go. Richard Hill gets loose in 1 and 2. Jeff Bateman still leads, but here comes his brother to the outside. Campbell gets loose. Richard Hill's around. We stay green for the moment. Caution comes out. Jeff Bateman's your leader. Jeremy Bateman in second, of course. The 27 of Brandon Campbell in third, and then Richard Hill in fourth. When we go back green, we'll have just 3 to go. These 3 that are heading into 1 and 2, they're going to duke it out for the win. They're going to have to, it's going to be a 3-lap showdown here. It's the Bateman show up front. Jeff Bateman leads. Jeremy Bateman in second. Brandon Campbell in third. Who's going to win this one? Richard Hill in fourth. He was up there for a bit as well. How's this one going to play out tonight? We've got 3 laps to decide the finish of this one. Will it be Jeff Bateman or Jeremy Bateman, or will Brandon Campbell snag his first win of the year? Three laps to go. The lights are out on the pole. You know what that means once again, race fans. We've got 3 to go, and we're about to go back green flag. We've got 4 cars, 4 very competitive cars in the finish of this one. How will this play out tonight? It's the 2 Batemans up front, followed by Campbell and Hill. Into 3 and 4. Green flag waves. It's a shootout of the finish. Jeremy Bateman looks there, but he can't get there. Jeff Bateman pulls away down the back. 78 still leads. 2 to go. Will Bateman or Campbell get there? Jeremy Bateman gets loose. He's going to close the gap out of 2. Can he catch his brother? Side by side, Campbell goes around. He keeps going green. Jeff Bateman leads. Can Jeremy Bateman get there? We've got 1 to go. Down the back for the final time. Into 3 and 4. Bateman and Bateman, they're going to battle it out. But the lead doesn't change. Jeff Bateman wins it. Jeremy Bateman in second. Richard Hill in third and Brandon Campbell in fourth. The Batemans put on a show for us tonight in the Battle of the Brothers, but Jeff Bateman in the 78 takes it home. As he climbs from the car, let's hear it for Jeff Bateman, your Hillbilly Archery Legends feature event winner. Again, as usual, we'll get a few words from our winner here in just a moment. But he's going to get his victory lane photos taken by Optimum Images and Bees Photo Co. Make sure everything's centered for the picture. He's going to sign the flag and bring it to one of these lucky kids down here at the flag stand. Kids, get ready. Here he comes. There he goes. I got our winner, Jeff Bateman, here. Battles it out. How did you pull that one off with three cars under a blanket there for the last few laps?
I don't know. My brother, he was running me all I had.
It's usually the Bateman and Bateman show here at the Grand Old Lady when they show up. How do y'all do it each and every week?
Just work on them. Keep them clean, working on them.
You hear from Jeff Bateman himself. Let's hear for him one more time. Your Hillbilly Archery feature event winner. Here come the kids to take their photos. Let's hear it one more time for Jeff Bateman. Welcome to the track, your Monett Real Sale Midwest Modifieds. On the inside, pole position is going to be the 929 of Mr. Garrett Thompson. On the outside of him is going to be the 18D of Dylan Doris. The 25 of Eli Muhlenberg on the inside second row. Outside of him is going to be the 292 of Mr. Kyle Thompson. The 22 of Derek Messer. On the outside of him, the 7K of Cole Fry. All by the lonesome there in the fourth row. The 112 of Darian Hendricks. Thompson and Doris lead the field. Garrett Thompson and Dylan Doris, they're going to lead the field to green. Flag man didn't like the start. The 929 of Garrett Thompson jumps to start. We're going to try this one more time. They're going to come down the back into the 3-4. Once again, as I've said all night, to the orange cone you see in the tractor tire there. They're going to get the green flag for the Monett Real Sale Midwest Modifieds feature event. Green flag's in the air, we're off the way. Dylan Doris takes the lead. Not for long, because here comes Garrett Thompson. Kyle Thompson makes his way to third. Hendricks falls back. Garrett Thompson, ripping the bottom there. Garrett Thompson leads lap 1, but Dylan Doris to the outside of him on 1 and 2. Kyle Thompson's there to capitalize on anything that happens. Side by side for fourth. The 25 and the 7. Doris goes way up high. He keeps it on the track but loses a ton of ground. Kyle Thompson is second. Garrett Thompson comes out of 3 and 4. Cole Fry and Dylan Doris. We stay green. They keep it straight and we stay green. Doris goes high, Cole Fry goes around. Caution comes out for the 7K of POWRi. Your lineup as it stands now, the 929 of Garrett Thompson leads, 292 of Kyle Thompson in second, the 25 of Eli Muhlenberg, the 22 of Derek Messer, the 112 of Darian Hendricks, excuse me, and then the 7K of POWRi and the 18D of Dylan Doris. Excuse me. Again, it's the battle of the brothers here in the mid-mods as well. Thompson and Thompson lead the field. Muhlenberg in third. Muhlenberg's getting a little excited there. Flagman, oh, he keeps the start. Muhlenberg to second, maybe. Doris still goes way high. Muhlenberg to second, Thompson to third. But Garrett Thompson still leads. Here comes Kyle Thompson for second. Oh, get the 120 yellow on the nuts. Kyle Thompson in the tire tracks. Garrett Thompson going away. Kyle Thompson still leads. 8 to go. Excuse me, Garrett Thompson leads. I am so sorry. Thompson behind him. Doris is slow on the top of 4. Stay green for the moment. Maybe not for long. Caution's out for Dylan Doris. Garrett Thompson still leads. Kyle Thompson in second. Muhlenberg, Messer, Fry, and Hendricks. That's your lineup as it stands now. Thompson and Thompson lead. Muhlenberg there as well. Fry, Messer, and Hendricks. They're going to come through 3 and 4 and take the green flag. Flagman takes the green flag. Garrett Thompson still leads. Kyle Thompson in second, Muhlenberg in third. Messer and Fry are going to battle for fourth. Garrett Thompson still leads. We got 6 to go. Thompson still leads. He's going to come around and take 4 to go. Garrett Thompson leads still. He's going to come around and take 3 to go. Muhlenberg goes way high. That's going to allow Cole Fry to go underneath him. Muhlenberg clears him down the front. But again, it's the Thompson show up front. The battle of the brothers once again. Cole Fry's around at 3 and 4. Gets it back straight. Can he fire off? Caution's out. The 7K of Cole Fry. It's his 2-spin rule we have here at the Grand Ole Lady. He's not going to finish this event because of that. So we're going to try and get him off the track here. At the lineup as it stands now, excuse me, I'm getting all mixed up tonight. But the 929 of Garrett Thompson leads. The 292 of Kyle Thompson behind him. The 25 of Eli Muhlenberg. The 22 of Derek Messer. And then the 12 of Darren Hendricks. Black flag was displayed at the 7K. It's going to be a single file restart with 2 to go. Green, white, checkered. Again, I'll go to the lineup one more time. It's going to be a 2-lap shootout at the end tonight. Again, it's the battle of the brothers up front once again as we've seen in the Legends cars. Now it's in the mid-mods. Garrett Thompson leads. Kyle Thompson in second. The 25 of Eli Muhlenberg in third. The 22 of Derek Messer, and then the 112 of Darren Hendricks, otherwise known as the Hamburger Man. It's going to be a shootout. The Thompson brothers down the back. Kyle Thompson's going to have one more shot in the 3 and 4. He's going to get there. He's not going to stay there. To the flag. Garrett Thompson wins it. Thompson goes 3 in a row here at the Grand Ole Lady. Thompson goes 3 in a row at the Monett Speedway. Garrett Thompson, he's going to sign that checkered flag, and he's going to give it to one of these lucky kids down here at the flag stand. Here he comes, kids. Be ready. I got our winner, Garrett Thompson, here with us. He's won 3 in a row here at the Grand Ole Lady. How do you stay competitive, you and your brother both, Kyle Thompson, week in and week out? Y'all always put on a show, usually 1-2.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes at the shop. That's where races are won, and I can't thank all my sponsors enough, and obviously the man above keeping us safe tonight. And hopefully this one was a good one for you guys. Track was really good tonight, and hopefully it'll stay this way, and I'll be back in a couple weeks.
How does it feel racing with your brother and usually being pretty competitive? Y'all are usually 1-2 just about every week.
Yeah, obviously I want to beat him. We race out of the same shop, so there's a little competition grudge throughout the week. But, I mean, it makes me happy to run 1 and 2.
Let's give it up one more time for Mr. Garrett Thompson, who wins 3 in a row. Again, all photos tonight are taken by Optimum Images and Bees Photo Co. They will all be posted on the respective Facebook pages sometime this week. And I'm sorry that I'm not able to speak for some reason tonight. hear it one more time for Mr. Garrett Thompson. Next, we'll get our Secoxy 4B mods out of the track to run their feature event. And again, we thank you all for coming out tonight and showing your continued support of the Grand Old Lady. We really appreciate it. Alrighty, folks, welcome to the track. Here's Secoxy Ford B Mods. Jackie Dalton's not here this week, so we got a new winner in the weights. Wyatt Woods is your pole sitter. On the outside, is the 53, Clayton Ward. On the inside of the second row is going to be the 5S of Blake Schrader. On the outside of him is going to be the 32 of Kelly Hicks. On the inside of the third row is going to be the 9 of Brennan Baum. On the outside of him, the 9 JR of Joel Singletary. Then the 04 of Peyton Piddleton. Wyatt Woods jumps out to an early lead. Clayton Ward's up to second. Singletary goes high. Wyatt Woods still leads. Schrader to third. Hicks falls back to fourth. Wyatt Woods leads lap one. Wyatt Woods still leads. Clayton Ward, Blake Schrader, Baum, and Hicks are going to battle for fourth. Wyatt Woods still leads by a mile over Clayton Ward in second. Baum goes to the high side. Wyatt Woods still leads. Clayton Ward pulls off with the number 53. Blake Schrader moves to second. 10 to go for for Wyatt Woods. Wyatt Woods, he's going to come around. 8 to go for Wyatt Woods. Blake Schrader, Brendan Baum, Kelly Hicks, Joel Singletary, and Peyton Piddleton. Kelly Hicks, with Jackie Dalton missing this one, is going to close the gap. It's just 12 points for the championship. Kelly Hicks currently sits second. He's going to gain 92 points if he finishes where he is. Wyatt Woods. He's pulling away, complete and utter dominance. We see him doing it in the heat race, and so far, he's taking the kids to school tonight feature. Peyton Piddleton goes around in turn 4. That's going to bring out the caution with 5 to go. Wyatt Woods didn't want to see that one. That is not what our leader wanted to see. Wyatt Woods, your leader. Blake Schrader in second. Brennan Baum in third. Kelly Hicks in fourth. Joel Singletary in fifth. And Peyton Piddleton's going to be in sixth. The lights have went off, and you know what that means, race fans. It's time to go back green. Wyatt Woods leads the field with 5 to go. Schrader and Baum behind him. Will they catch him, or will Wyatt Woods pull away once again? We're going to have 5 laps to decide the finish of this one. Who's going to win it? Green flags in the air. We're off and away once again. Wyatt Woods takes away with the lead. Wyatt Woods leads. 4 to go. Schrader, Baum, Hicks, Singletary, and Piddleton. Wyatt Woods down the backstretch. Baum takes second from Schrader. Woods is going to come around and take 3 to go. Heavy contact for the number 5 and the number 9 in turns 3 and 4. That was Blake Schrader and Brennan Baum. Hope everyone's okay. But Wyatt Woods is your leader with 2 to go. Kelly Hicks, Joel Singletary, and Peyton Piddleton. Brennan Baum drives off. And the heavily damaged number 9 car. He was the one who initially spun in 3 and 4. Heavy damage to the front end of that car. Now it's time to get the 5 of Blake Schrader, get him hooked up, and get him off the track. They're going to hook the Thomas Towing and Recovery truck up to the number 5 of Blake Schrader and pull him off the track. Looks like he is okay. But again, the reason for that caution, of course, is the 9 of Brennan Baum goes around in 3 and 4, and the 5 of Blake Schrader collides with him. Apologize. It's going to be 3 to go when we go back to green flag racing here. Brennan Baum looks like he will complete this event, unlike the number 5 of Blake Schrader. Again, after this one, we only have one more feature event for the night, and that is the CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks. We're going to get the green next time by. Lights are off on the pole, and you know what that means. We're about to go back green flag here for a 3-lap shootout of the finish. Wyatt Woods, your leader. Kelly Hicks in second. Joel Singletary in third. Peyton Piddleton and Brennan Baum. Green flags in the air. We got 3 to go. Wyatt Woods pulls away once again off of 1 and 2. Joel Singletary looks to the 32. Can't quite get there. Here comes Baum looking for the 04 Piddleton. 1 to go. Wyatt Woods for the final time through turns 3 and 4. The checkered flag tonight. We got a new winner. Wyatt Woods wins the Secoxy Ford B-Mod feature event. Kelly Hicks in second, Singletary third, Piddleton and Baum. But Wyatt Woods takes it home in the Secoxy 4B Mod feature event. Here comes the family running through the infield. hear it for Wyatt Woods. Gonna get the whole family involved in the victory lane photo tonight. There he goes. He gets the checkered flag, the kid in the purple shirt there. Again, we'll get a few words from our winner here in just a moment. We got our winner, Wyatt Woods, here with us. A complete and utter domination. How were you able to pull it off tonight? You took him to school tonight, man.
I couldn't do it without my dad and everybody on this car. My dad, I grew up watching him race, and so all I wanted to do was race just like him, so I couldn't do it without him.
Very emotional win for Wyatt Woods. Let's hear it for him one more time. Your Sikoxy Ford B-Mod feature event winner, Wyatt Woods. And we are running a special in the concession stand right now. Half price of what is, of what is left of the grill items, and half price popcorn right now in the concession stand. Popcorn seems to be a very popular item tonight. Welcome to the track, your CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks. Tickner on. Alrighty, the 97T of, sorry I had a little accident up here, but the 97T of Justin Tickner is going to be on pole. The 9R of Wesley Decker outside, Brandon Sanders, Jason Richardson, Eddie Coulter, Franklin Studdy, Jerry Wimbish, and Arthur Stoppel. That's going to be the lineup. They're going to come into 3 and 4 to the orange cone you see there, as I've said all night long, and I'm going to say it again. Here we go. Flagman's got the flag in hand. 15 laps, 8 cars. We're off and away for the CKR Fabrication Pure Stock feature event. Wesley Decker is your leader. Tickner looks to the inside of him. Justin Tickner to the lead. Tickner's on point for lap 1. Tickner leads. Decker in second, Richardson in third. He's got company from Brandon Sanders. Eddie Coulter. Cautions out for the 14A of Jerry Wimbish. He goes around in turn 4. Lineup as it stands now. Tickner, Decker, Richardson and Sanders, Coulter, Stoppel, and Studdy, and then Wimbish, all by the lonesome there. The lights are out on the flagpole. You know what that means tonight, race fans. We've got 13 to go. Here they come to the cone. Tickner, Decker, and Richardson. A flagman pulls back the start. And our Wesley Decker looked to jump the start. Come to the cone this time. We accept the start and we stay green. Tickner still leads. Richardson to second. Decker still side by side with him for second, though. Into 3 and 4. Can Wesley Decker reclaim second? He's not going to get there. Richardson's clear for second. $12 to go. Oh, Studdy's in the tractor tire. Caution's out for the 73 of Franklin Studdy. Tickner still leads. Richardson behind him. Decker, Sanders, Coulter, Stoppel, and Wimbish. Trying to get the 73 of Franklin Studdy off the tractor tire there in turn 2. We've got him hooked up to the Thomas Towing and Recovery tow truck. We'll get him racked back up and go back green flag once again. Again, we thank you all for showing up tonight. We hope to see you back here next week again for weekly racing once again. We hope you all have had a great time tonight. Flagman gives them the 1 to go signal. Tickner, Decker, and Richardson, they're going to lead the field to green. When they come to the orange when they come to the orange cone, you see in the tractor tire there, they're going to take the green flag. Green flag's in the air. We're off and away once again. Tickner leads. Decker and Richardson are going to duke it out for second. But here comes Sanders into the mix. Coulter falls back. Wimbish fires past the 55 of Arthur Stoppel. But Tickner still leads. Tickner, Richardson, Decker, Sanders, Coulter, Stoppel, and Wimbish. Decker gets loose at 3 and 4. He's around. Will he get it fired back up? Caution's out. What a great race he had going with a chance for the win. Spins out in turn 4. Again, the caution was out for the 9R of Wesley Decker as he took a spin in turn 4. Flagman gives them the 1 to go signal. Lights are off on the pole. You know what that means, race fans. It's time to go back green flag. We've got 11 laps to go. Tickner leads Sanders and Richardson. Stoppel, Coulter, Decker, and Wimbish. Tickner, Sanders, and Richardson. Here they come. Green flag's off in the air. We're off and away once again. 11 to go. Green wide. Tickner's in the wall. Tickner's and Sanders make contact. Sanders and Richardson make contact as well. Here comes Tickner to take 10 to go. Here he comes. Tickner's going to take 9 to go this time. Sanders behind him. Richardson, Coulter. Coulter and Decker got a battle here for 4th. Can Wesley Decker work his way back up front? Stoppel and Wimbish. Here comes Tickner once again. Still your leader. Sanders is there. He slides up the track. Tickner still leads. Sanders, Richardson, and Decker, Coulter, and Stoppel. Wimbish. Sanders powers off a 2 and a 3 and 4. Does he have anything to say to the 97T? Tickner's going to come around this time and take 2 to go. Tickner takes 2 to go. Sanders, Richardson, Decker, Coulter. Here comes Justin Tickner to take the white flag, presented by CKR Fabrication. But for the final time, through 3 and 4 in the 97T, Justin Tickner, excuse me, I got mixed up. 2 to go for the 97T. When he comes through 3 and 4 this time, he's going to be displayed the CKR Fabrication white flag. 1 to go for Tickner. Sanders, Richardson, Decker, Coulter, Stoppel, and Wimbish. But it's the night of new faces at Victory Lane here in Monett. Tickner comes out of 3 and 4. He wins the CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks feature event. Sanders in second, Richardson, Decker, Eddie Coulter, Arthur Stoppel, and Jerry Wimbish. But yet another new face in Victory Lane, Justin Tickner. Let's give it up for Justin Tickner. Again, we want to thank you all for coming out to the Grand Ole Lady tonight. We hope to see you all back here next Saturday night for another thrilling night of racing. We're going to get the car flipped around here so we can get some better pictures. Darian Hendricks pulls onto the backstretch in the number 112 Midwest Modified. Get his victory lane photos here with his parents. The star of the show as usual. Here come the kids to take pictures with the winning car and the winning driver. And we'll get a few words from our winner here once he wraps up his photos. All photos again tonight were provided by Optimum Images and Bees Photo Company. They will all be posted on the respective Facebook pages at some point this week. Be on the lookout for those. But again, we also ask that if you've been drinking tonight, please designate a sober driver. Fans, don't let fans drive drunk. A message from Missouri Coalition of Roadway Safety, working towards zero highway fatalities. Save Mo Lives. Visit SaveMoLives.com. Winner Justin Tishner. Justin, you've been coming out here for the past few weeks and finally get that first win in the pure stocks. How does it feel to do that tonight?
It feels amazing. I've fought tooth and nail trying to get this car right and get it to go around the track, and just having everything come together tonight just made it worth all the while.
How does it feel? I know you've just now recently come to Monett. How does it stand out differently from other tracks that you've raced at recently?
It's long and fast.
There we go. You hear from Mr. Justin Tishner first. Let's hear it one more time for him. Your CKR Fabrication Pure Stocks Feature Event winner.